In this very quick video guide, I want to show you how you can use an add-on which is already in Blender and can help you to align objects in your scene. So also how you can manage that alignment. First thing, let's add some objects. So I'm gonna go to add, I'm gonna add some different primitives here. So let's add a cone and a torus. So one thing to remember is that the alignment is always referring to the origin of the object. So the origin is really important. And the origin is defined by that yellow or orange little dot which is inside the object. Okay, so you can see I've added some few meshes here which are already available in Blender. These are all considered like primitives except the monkey here. Now let's use the add-ons. So we need to go to edit preferences and make sure it's activated. So let's go to add-on page, search for align, and there you go. So you can see it's activated right here. And this is also showing you the location where it's found. So go to View 3D, sidebar, item tab. So View 3D, the sidebar, click and drag right here or press N. And we need to go into item tab. So right here. And these are the align tools right at the bottom. So you can see that everything I select is going to be identified right here. And you have this like standard operation you can do for alignment based on the location plus root, and then you have location, rotation, scale. So what does it mean? It means that I can also scale these objects a little bit, and I can match the scale or I can match the rotation if I rotate them. So let's say that I'm select these, and you can see the active object is the cylinder. So this is the one that's guiding the others. So if I say align location on the epsilon, you can see that all the objects are going to go to the same epsilon of that cylinder. The x will mean the x now are aligned, and again the origins are aligned. So it's really important where you move the origin if you want to move it, otherwise it's in the center of the object. Now you can also do all, which means that everything is gonna be on x, epsilon, and z. Now we didn't use z, but basically is the height. Now if we select the box as the active object, so if I hold shift and click, so you can see this is now brighter, which means it's the active object and it's also identified right here. Let's do align or rotation. So in this case, I've rotated it on the Z. So let's do align rotation Z. So you can see that everything has been rotated to the Z, but the only really thing that's visible is the monkey head. The others are perfectly round, so we cannot see it. So let's try to rotate it here on the around the around the X. Yes. So I'm gonna select again all. This is gonna be my last selection. Shift click, and then let's rotate on the X. So you can see now everything is rotated accordingly. Now, if I hold shift and click on the cone, which have been scaled, if I say all, you can see everything will be scaled proportionally, or I can use only the epsilon, only the X, or only the Z. Now you also have some advanced features right here. So you need to go down here and again select whatever you want. Let's say that I want to align again on the epsilon, sorry, on the X. Let's do advanced. So you can see now that you have extra options. So you can see, yes, I want to align on the X, but not only on the maximum, but I can also use the center or the pivot or the minimum. So pivot is the origin essentially. And also you can see this one here stays the active object. So maximum means that I'm using now the maximum for this object right here and the center for this object right here. But I can use minimum and maximum. So now they are like not aligned, but this is the maximum point, for example, of the cone, and this is the minimum point of the active object. And you can use the object as a reference. You can use the pivot, you can use the cursor, which is the 3D cursor right here of Blender. So you have many extra options. You can also influence the active object too. And you also have some advanced options more. So you can now, let's see, let's use the match scale for the Z, epsilon X, and you can work also with these numbers over here. So you can activate and use an offset for X, epsilon, Z. Let's just work on the X. So you have extra options essentially. Now, if you want to know more, remember that you also have the documentation available here for every add-on. You can click here and you can find more infos. So if you want to go deeper, but this will be all for this video. It's just a quick overview of the tool, which can be really handy in many situations. So if you enjoy the video, please subscribe. And if you want to support us, please join the channel as a supporter. Thanks for watching, and also check the other video courses and video guides that you can find in the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.